Once I found a list of things my father was grateful for. Written on a Thanksgiving day, the list was long, but I remember some of what was on it: root beer, general good health, Navy SEALs, Julia, the success of Grandpa's pacemaker implant, and so on. But mostly, I remember number 27, Sydney's strong sense of justice. That one stuck out because I remember coming so close to hating her that day. She is 16 and my sister, and that afternoon she screamed at me. Those first two facts should have been reason enough for me to drop the issue surrounding the third. Funny, I can't even remember what that was now. But instead, I screamed right back at her. I felt my soul mirror all her ugliness and pride and malice, and it was impossible not to resent the doneness of my deed. Maybe it's because she's a self righteous 16-year-old that she can spit fire and sludge that stings your eyes and still feel pristine, holy. I can't do that anymore. I've done it too much for too long not to know what happens to your victims and to you. Sure, later that afternoon, Sydney and I made up. And people make up every day, and forgiveness is real, and marriages survive, and whatever people say about time healing is probably true. But today I look at my sister and know that she'll never forget the day my trembling lips opened the jaws of hell. Nor will I. Do days yielding feelings like these damage us? Like too many days under direct rays and not enough SPF power? I collected speckles gradually throughout my childhood. For years, my china glass cheeks and shoulders were only sprinkled with freckles, and I hardly noticed them until I got the worst sunburn of my life. As a ginger, I was no stranger to scorched skin. I usually returned from the beach or the zoo with a white hot stripe down my hair part, and flaming cheeks, and often singed ears, and neck, and nose. But on this particular occasion, I was wholly fried, skin bubbling into flaky blisters like a glistening fresh wonton. I was 11, I think. We were at the oceanfront park, our favorite one, with some of our out of state cousins. In swimsuits, our white thighs and shoulders were breathing easy. We ran in the sand where the swings were. We pumped our legs hard till we flew high in the salty marine layer. When that burnt off with the rising temperature, we cooled our sunnied selves in the cool tide, getting wet and sticky and sandier as the hours passed. You hardly notice anything until you're toweled off and buckled up in the car that's crammed, and your cousin's sandy, wet body grates and grinds against your bright, throbbing skin, and you blink back the painful realization that you didn't reapply the sunscreen. I remember the painful weeks that followed, waiting to shed the shredded hot layers and regain the full motion of limber skin. But I learned that when the burn peels away and the new skin surfaces, it's not white and virginal like you might expect. The sun's rays penetrate deep, and the new skin crops up with spots, more and more each time. and the skin is ruddier than before, maybe a little rougher too. Now, years later, I look at my face, so freckled there is hardly any negative space between the spots, and I think I am browned. I don't know exactly when the transformation happened, but I know that you can't reverse that kind of ruin.